Hello, it's Kate, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK, and it is International Scrapbooking Day. It was International Scrapbooking Day yesterday, actually, which means all over the internet it's a whole weekend of scrapbooking. And today I normally do a Scrapbook Sunday video, so I could not resist popping in and going live for today's video. It's quite an impromptu one because I don't have a page planned, so I wanted a really nice project. I wanted to scrapbook a page that came together quickly, and I thought I would show you some tips on how to do that. I've also just recently had a lovely holiday, and I wanted to incorporate some photos from that one. So let's crack on and go ahead. For those of you that are joining me, welcome to my channel. I hope you gain a little bit of inspiration. If you're joining me live, do comment, do say hello, do give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're there, and it lets me know that the chat is working, so that's super helpful. Even if you just want to say hi, that would be lovely. There is always a little bit of a delay when the comments show up, just to start with, so if you're hopping on with me, I will say hello. And if you're coming in and watching the replay, welcome, welcome. And I hope you enjoy it and let me know what you think. So I'm going to flip down to my desk view here. And you'll see I've got some really pretty paper. It's a wood grain, distressed wood grain kind of print. And this is a new pack from Stampin' Up. This is called the Country Woods Designer Series papers. And it comes in loads and loads of wood grain patterns, and I'm going to be using some of them in my layout today, and at some point I will show you the whole pack so you can see what you get. It's a pack of 12 by 12. So as I said, I wanted this page to come together really quickly. I wanted it to be really satisfying to make, and I wanted it to be a bit of a statement. So I thought I'll go ahead and print out one of the photos from my holiday, one of the lovely memories, and I'll print it out really large. Now we have a regular printer, and we have some regular photo paper, and I thought I'd give it a go. So here's the photograph. I printed it on a piece of A4 photo paper, and I am thrilled with how it's come out. There's a little story behind this photograph. So we were at Yosemite National Park. The sun was shining. It was a beautiful day at the very beginning of our stay there, and we decided to take a little walk up to the trailhead of El Capitan. We have been before, and we've done this before, and we had a beautiful day and the sun shone, and we kind of wanted to recreate it, which we did. And we were up there trekking around. The boys were climbing a little bit on the boulders, and we were having fun. I was taking photos of El Capitan. I have a nice camera, and I was taking photos of the sheer cliff face of El Cap. And then once I'd zoomed in on a climber on the sheer granite, I took the photograph and then zoomed in even more. And you can see they're like tiny ants. It's incredible. And as I was really involved, we took some videos and things. And then I turned around, and behind me, I could see the moon setting behind these mountains here. And it was amazing, and it was literally going down before my eyes. So I grabbed my camera and took a load of shots, and it was just such a lovely memory, and it was such a surprise. I was so busy involved taking photos of the big granite face of El Capitan, I'd completely missed what was behind me. And yeah, so I took some photos. I got the moon set here. Sorry, I've got the lights on in my craft room, and I don't normally have large photos, it's glaring. So I've got the moon set between these mountains, and I took a photo, and I took a few, and I thought I'd scrapbook that just to remember that lovely memory. So I printed it out really large, as I say, on A4, and I'm going to pop it on my paper. So here's my thought process. When I started out, I thought I'll go for a nice white background. Just a piece of basic white 12 by 12 cardstock, and I popped it on there. But I wasn't hugely inspired. I do often use white, but I wouldn't normally take up nearly the whole space with it. So I thought I'll go in for a colour. So I picked out my pack of 12 by 12 cardstock, and I thought pool party, that's a nice contrast. But that then inspired me, because I've been itching to use these papers, the Country Woods. Now I have made a project with them, but not a scrapbook page, and this is just stunning paper, absolutely gorgeous, and it's perfect for card making and scrapbooking. The other project I made was a gift card holder. So I'm going to use this as my base, and I love this whole wood, distressed, warm feeling, natural, like the stone. So I'm going for that. This is just in my head. I've not mocked this up to prepare, so it's a bit impromptu. You normally have a general idea of what I'm going to do, because I don't really want my videos to go on for too long while I decide, but you know, we're going for it today. And then I thought I'd put a couple of strips more at the bottom just to make it a little bit more interesting. So I'm definitely going to use this one that we just looked at. The other side of this is another wood grain, which is lovely as well. So I think I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to put a strip along the bottom here. It's going to go here. And then I'll see which other strip. I'm going to use 2 strips of designer series papers across the bottom here, just to give it a little bit more interest. Now, where is my trimmer? Let's have a look. Here it is. So the papers are 12 by 12. My A4 photo, I haven't changed it. It's just A4, so it's going to be slightly narrower along there, and I'm happy with that. I'm going to bring my trimmer in. And I'm going to cut off this 12 by 12 piece, just a 2-inch. I don't even know if it needs to be 2 inches. Maybe 1.5 would do. Let's go for 1 3/4 to give me a bit of wriggle room. So 1 3/4 inch strip, just for fun, to go across the bottom of there. All this kind of crackle distress paper is beautiful. So that's going to go here. I'm going to bring this up to the top of Fairway, just with a bit of that paper showing. And most of the action is going to go on down here. So bring that one up. And I don't actually need it to be that big, but that's fine. Like that. I might even cut this down. I actually quite like it like that though. I think I'm going to keep it. And then let's find another strip. So I could use this side of the same piece and bring it in underneath, which is quite complementary, I think. And then we've got all the other papers, so I'll show you those while we're at it. I'll pull out the bits I've cut into because we don't need them. We've got plenty more to look at. Right, I'll just move those. Oh, there's a nice blue one. So this one, I love this. It looks like beach. I have cut into this one. It looks like beach, being at the beach, beach huts, boards, if you know what I mean. So there's that one, but that's not really going to go with what I want. But this blue might. How gorgeous is that? So there's the blue, which would kind of go in with these blue tones and the blue sky. What else have we got? We have got this really nice dark one. Oops. And then this whitewash wood. So there's 2 sheets of each. Let's pull them all out so I'm not showing you the same one twice. That one we've looked at, we've used. And that one we've used. Let's have a look. We're getting a nice little pearl now. This is nice. Look at that. That is lovely. It reminds me of Yosemite. I might be using a lot of these. That's a nice one as well. A nice distressed one. Then there's another sheet of that one, obviously. And then the last pattern is that. And that's also gorgeous. And the other side is this nice. Now, this might work. There's a lot of grey in the granite. So let's have a look and decide. Let's move all the other ones. Okay. So this one that I've just used that side of. Then there's this one that picks out the blues, I feel, but I would cut the other one and have it the grain going that way, because otherwise it will be different. But it kind of does bring out those blues. Or this one, which might echo the greys of the granite. I feel the greys would work rather than the blues. I think I'm going for greys. I'm going to cut another strip off the same as I did the last one. So that's, what did we say, 1 3/4 inches. Nice. So how has your weekend been? So here in the UK, we're having a bank holiday weekend. So we have 2 bank holidays in May, and a bank holiday means for us that it's a day off work. So unless you're in sort of emergency service, that's that kind of thing in shops, you would, if you're an office worker in January, you get the bank holiday off. Schools are off. And things like that. Shops have different opening hours and things like that. So Monday is bank holiday, so we've got a long bank holiday weekend. And yesterday, for the first time this year, the sun shone and it was warm enough and dry enough to go out in the garden and tidy it up after the winter. So yesterday I was not scrapbooking, but I was working in the garden, which was amazing to do. I might cut this down. I'm definitely going to cut this down because the bits overlapping are kind of annoying me. So do I put this one under here? Like that. I really like it a lot, this paper. Okay, so here we go. So that way round or the other way. It takes me a long time to make a page because I really enjoy the process and I really kind of like to faff. I don't know if that's a British word. I really like to faff about what I'm doing with it. Okay, so this is the general idea of what I'm going to have with my layers of paper. 2 strips and a piece of background paper. And then I thought, we'll make this really simple and I'll bring in some of the brand new ephemera packs from Stampin' Up. I have shown these in some of my layouts before, or one of them at least. And these are new in the catalogue that launched this week. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'll show you what they are in case you've not seen these. So we have 4 different new packs of ephemera, so die cut items. This one is called the Fully Flowering Ephemera Pack, and they're all available on my online shop. And there's rather a lot in each pack, but you get 2 sheets of each design with all these die cuts, and there's loads in there. Loads and loads, and this is all the flowers, and it tells you also what the Stampin' Up colours are on the back there, so you can see all of those. But if you pop in my online shop, you'll be able to see that all listed under the product. So that was the Fully Flowering. This one is called the Labels and Layers. We'll be using some of these. Same again, 2 sheets of each and loads of labels, perfect for your scrapbook pages. Cards as well, I've been making cards with them. And this one is called, I've got 2 packs of this. This one is called the Saying Something. So it's got all the words and then it's got die cuts. So it's got loads of sentiments, which are great. So you could use happy day and things like that on your scrapbook page, but it's your birthday, or, you know, some of these could be great for a card as well. So that one's not opened, but I do have this one that is opened. So I've been using it a lot. So these are the die cut pop out words. And you get 2 sheets of each, and then, like I was showing you, all the different words on there. So they are super useful for scrapbook pages and cards. I bought 2 packs of the words. I knew I was going to use them, so I started popping some of the ones that I popped out in a little Ziploc bag because it's a really nice way to keep them. And the other pack here, the last pack, this is called the Saying, no, not called the, this is called Something for Everything, and it's literally tons of little die cuts in different shapes and images. So you've got cakes and cactus and dogs and feathers and books and butterflies and hearts and candles and banners and balloons and coffee cups and ice, you know, all of those typical things you'll use on a scrapbook page. So they're super useful. So those are the 4 different types. I thought I'd use a little bit on the layout today, so I pulled out this word. Oh, there's a flower that's fallen out. That's cute. I might use that. So I thought I would use this word beautiful, because that's what it was, and I have it somewhere down here, and then have it show out like that. Out of the, what's it called again, Something for Everything pack, they have this little picture of a I think it's a sun and a moon in the mountains, and I thought this was just absolutely ideal for this page. Now, the interesting thing as well is that I've got all this kind of dead space here. When I was using my camera, I was focusing in on the moon and the mountains, and so I've got a lovely kind of space here that I can use for journaling, ephemera and that kind of stuff, and it's not crisp and it doesn't matter if I cover it up. So I'm going to pop this here somewhere like that. I picked out one of the flowers as well. I thought that would look lovely here. And it's got strawberries on it. I don't think that really matters. And I've got some leaves here, and I'm going to continue building this up as it is. I've got a happy day here. And I'm just going to decide what I'm doing with it all. I think the beautiful is going to go down here. I've got this little flower that just fell out. That might go in. And then I could look at what else I've got. Follow your heart, it knows the way. That's lovely. I wasn't planning on using it, it just fell out, but that's quite nice. That's nice. Right, let's have a look at the labels and see what we've got. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So lots of labels. Now, I think it'd be a lot easier if I took these out of the packet and we had a look. So I love these because they're kind of like, sometimes they look like they're ripped, sometimes they've got scalloped edges, there's little banner ones. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty. I wonder what that would look like. I think what I'll probably do with this packet is do the same as I did with the little items and put them in an envelope, because then I've got them to look at properly when I want to. That's nice. Lots of different kind of things. I like the circles. I really like this one, and I think I've used it on another scrapbook page. These are cute, so I could put the date on there. Somehow pop that one in. That kind of it's a little bit distracting, I feel, but it does echo the moon shape. But I might stick it in there somewhere like that. I had something under there. I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to cover up some of those strawberries. Just poke out those holes. I'm assuming this is meant to be like torn note paper, because it's got, I don't know if you can see here, use my take your pick tool, it's got some little holes here. There you go. Let's see if I can pop those out, or if they're just meant to be there. Oh no, you can pop them out. Just want to. There we go. That looked nice on there. I could print or write on here about the day. Just a little note. I am going to do a whole double page spread on this day, because I've got lots of photos of the kids bouldering and us walking up the trail and things, so I don't need to write a whole load about why I was taking this photo or where we were. I'll put a little bit, obviously, but I don't need to write a whole journaling load, because it'll be on the pages that go with it in the album of the trip. So that's a tip for you. Don't feel like you have to write everything, because it can put you off journaling, and I know that's one of the things I struggle with. But it is really important to journal where you were, because you want to pass these things down, don't we? Right. And people want to know, because there's nothing like turning over that old photograph and nobody's written anything on it. And it's the same in a scrapbook page. If you don't know what it is and you're not there to explain it, you shouldn't need to explain it, is what I'm trying to say. Right, here we go. Well, there's a greeny one and a yellowy one. There's lots there to choose from. Greeny one. I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I'm just pulling it out for now. I really like this label. Right, I might just keep that there because I think I'm going to use it, but I need to layer everything up first. So let's start gluing. Yes. So I hope somebody joins me. I feel like Billy No Mates right now. Do let me know if you're watching. I would love to say hello to you. Right, I'm just going to grab my glue. Now, I do tend to use a temporary adhesive to start with until I've got everything on my page where I want it to be. So that's a tip for you. If you're a bit worried about sticking things down, use a temporary one to begin with. So let's measure. What did I do with my ruler? I'm going to move these. Let's see if I can remember how I place them. Right, I'm going to measure how long. Oh yeah, of course, that's 29.5 about. But what is it in inches? So it's nearly, let's move it so I get the edge. This piece of photo paper is just over 11.75. So, no, 11.5. So it is 11.75. Right, let's have a look and see if I can do that on those strips. So, let's bring my trusty trimmer in. Trusty trimmer. Where would we be without our trusty trimmer? So I'm just taking 1/4 inch off the edge, the tiniest bit. I'm going to see how that works. Yep, I would say that was pretty good. And the same on this one. Here we go. So a really quick way, if you have a printer at home, experiment with some photo paper. Oh, I should have brought, oh I did. I'll show you something. This is interesting. So if you are concerned about using your precious photo paper or you've never printed on your home printer before, try it on a normal piece of copy paper, first and see if you like it. So this was mine. I did it on a normal piece, look, a normal piece of paper, and I would frame that. I think that's not bad for just a piece of paper with a photo on. You could even make a scrapbook page out of it if you wanted to. So yeah, it's not as great as my photograph, but it would do. And have a play around. That's my tip for you. Play around, and then once you've realised that, oh yeah, this would turn out okay, then try your photo paper, because photo paper is going to be a little bit more expensive. I don't know what photo paper it is. My husband bought it. It isn't fancy. It might even be something we just had there kicking around, because it was only recently we tried it. We were like, oh, what would that look like? So experiment. Right, so that's going to go here. And I know I had this paper the other way around. I'm going to see what it looks like this way around. Yeah, so that's just about right for measuring. So just before I glue it all, I'm going to make sure. I've also got a little bit of a white strip on the bottom of this that I might just chop off. Yeah, because my beautiful's going to sit down here, I think it'd be okay to have this on the bottom. But I liked it the other way around. Let's do it the other way around. Okay, so before I do any more, do you see there's a white strip on the bottom of my photograph? I'm going to chop that one off. Not quite enough. Ooh, almost. Not sure that I had that in there straight. There we are. Done. Take that little tiny bit away. I'm very excited to get this album started. I have made a couple of pages, but they were just pages I fancied making. There's no been official let's start the album in my head, if that makes any sense at all. So that will be my next thing. Right, now I know I want it that far up, and I might even start the album with a title page. Right, I'm going to go, oh, this is HP Everyday Paper. It tells you on the back. Everyday photo paper. So I'm probably going to start with a, I don't normally start with a page that introduces a scrapbook. Oh, what's it called? You know, but this time I think I'm going to. When I'm doing a trip, I like to start off with the first few days, and then I don't scrapbook chronologically. I don't know about you. I just go in and go for it and just enjoy the process. That's what works for me. When it's in the album, it'll be chronological. But when I'm actually scrapbooking it, I'll do it any way I like, and it's fun. I'd like to know, tell me, if you're doing a day or a weekend or a holiday away, vacation, do you scrapbook it in order of the days? As in literally do the scrapbook page in the order of the days? Or do you just do it in the order that you like? Oh, I'm loving this. Right, let's pop some glue on this one. Yeah, so the sun went in today. I was sat out in the garden. It was absolutely beautiful. The sun went in. It's got really overcast again. It's not cold though. I really feel like summer's arriving. So when I say it's not cold, it depends what kind of country you live in as whether you'd say it was cold. But it got to about 17 degrees yesterday. Felt warmer outside, possibly a bit warmer today, or about the same. But it's lost that, for now, anyway, 10 degrees max. Oh, my itchy nose. Right, I think I'm going to stick this one down here first because I'm having trouble with it. You might have noticed that when I stuck my photograph down, I only put adhesive in the middle at the back to start with, which gives me wriggle room to pop these layers underneath. And it is still slightly, there we are. I don't want it to stick out. And there we go. So that's that one. And then, oh no, I had it the other way, didn't I? Did I? Yeah. So I need it a bit further down. Now I need enough room for my title at the bottom, so it's got enough room to sit. Oh, my dog's in here. He's wandering about. You might be able to hear him. And then this one is going to go in as well. I've already got some adhesive on it. You could gut this paper here if you wanted to. I think it would make it quite flimsy. You'd have to have some backing on there if you wanted to save paper. But I don't know how that would work, to be fair. Okay, so we're going to put this here. But now I've got this stuck down. Really sorry about this glare. I'm going to start layering up my bits and pieces. Here we go. That's going to go on here. This is going to come here. It's going to come here. I might pop some other bits in it. I might bring that down a bit. So that's the general idea of what I want it to be. So just want to be able to make out that it's coming up over these mountains. And then this is going to go in. I love layering. This one I will pop down, but I'll go back and write my journaling. So I'll probably take it off, write my journaling later, and then pop it back on. I just like it as a label. A bit of foliage, oops, can make that go in like that. Put another little flower down there. I'll find spaces for that. Right, now, where's my glue? I've got some of this glue that I use for my words, for my glues, for my die cut words that are really thin. I love this Zig dual action glue pen. Now this one I've had for about 10 years and you can see the state of it. I've got another one somewhere, a newer one, and I like it because I can really get on the little parts. Glue is such a personal thing. I sometimes use the Stampin' Up one for my words, my little intricate dies, the fine tip glue pen. I sometimes use that, but I haven't got one at the moment. And I am finding this one is super useful. But you know what, it's such a personal choice, I find, glue. There we go. So that's in there. And now I'm going to look back at the, oh, I didn't stick that down very well. I'm going to look back at the flowers and see if I can put any more in at the top. So, okay. I like the colours in these ephemera packs. Some of them are our new in colours. I think this one is Shy Shamrock, this green, which is really pretty. I think it's going to go in here. I've got my laptop right in the view there, haven't I? But that's okay. So here we go. Put that in. Just keep layering it up where you'd like it to be. Now I'm thinking this one, if I bring this one up here, it might work. Yeah, I like this new pretty and pink colour. So shall I bring the flowers out as well? Oh. So that's another one. That's really pretty. Let's bring that sheet out. Oh, I didn't stick this circle in that I wanted in down here either, did I? So let's pop that in, see what that looks like. Yeah, I really like that little circle down there. So I think that's going to go in. I haven't used any sticky foam pads on this layout, but that would be nice if you're layering up flowers and florals, just to give it a bit of dimension. Let's just make sure I haven't got a gap. There we are, there's that one. Okay, back to the florals. Let's have a look. So I could, what other pinks have we got, or greens? So many pretty ones. Oh, I love that. Wouldn't that make a beautiful one, this one? Beautiful card or something like that. I'm thinking I might go back. Do you know what I did with another one of those? I like that. But there's some more in the same colour. Right, it's here. I've got a couple of those. Let's move this over a bit, make some more space. I don't know, I seem to have crafted myself into a corner. How has that happened? Okay, there we are. So I think I'm going to pop these up here. I'm not sure about this one. I don't think I need another one of these. Let's take it out. No, it's just too distracting. I think the photo needs to speak for itself. So I'm just going to put the little ones on. And then this one. I am not sure about those flowers at all. I might just leave them off. Come back to that. And just leave it as it is. I'm not sure if my beautiful is straight. There, can you see that a little bit better in shot? Right. Oh, I tell you what we could do. Let's move that one. That would work, would it not? I haven't stuck it down properly, just in case. I like that. Or up here. Yeah. I'm going to use the top of the photograph as a shelf. And it's just by luck, because I didn't decide, going to fit in that gap. There we go. And I can always pop some more adhesive under there, but that's pretty good. So that's going to stay there. Oh, I'm very happy with that. And then I can write my journaling on here. Happy days. I'm not sure if I'm done. But I might be done. That's better. I'm not sure those strawberries do anything for it. Or is that too much, do you think? I don't know. I'm going to leave it as it is because less is more. I might just pop that in there just to cover up that strawberry that is bothering me. And otherwise leave it at that. And then I just need to write, I might even write the date down here. The date and time. Yeah, happy days. I'm loving that. Tell me what your favourite pen to scrapbook with is, your journaling, how you like to journal. I would love to know. What's your favourite pen to use? I have a good pen that I like. Let me see if I can put my hands on it. It's here. in my little bag. It might be, or it might not be, but I have found my other new glue pen. Let's have a look. This one, is it this one? It might be this one. The Uni Fine Line Water and Fade Proof Pigment Ink, and I like to write journaling with that. It is a black one. If you do have any tips on journaling pens, let me know. But that's my quick layout today. Not quick because I faffed about placing and gluing, but actually deciding on where everything went, there was very little to decide with such a large statement photograph, but I absolutely love it. I hope you have enjoyed joining me today, or even on the replay. I'll be bringing a scrapbook video every Sunday for Scrapbook Sunday. Usually these are pre-recorded videos, but yeah, hope you've enjoyed joining me live or on the live replay for International Scrapbooking Weekend. Do consider subscribing and giving me a like. I really hope you enjoyed it. All the products I use are available in my Stampin' Up! Online shop, and the link for that is in the description box down below. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye. Oh, I know what I can do. I forget every time. Here we go. I can say goodbye properly. There we go. I can even do it that way. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.